Greetings, all. Shardvixen here. Oh my lord. Okay, so this isn't a number vlog. This is a refresher, get back into it, try to figure out how to do my vlogs again. For whatever reason, I have the dangest time getting my vlogs done. Part of the problem, I think, is I don't have a place to do them now. The other problem now is that Boo Boy's dad is working a new job and doesn't have set times off, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. He's here now, and I am really surprised that he hasn't come out here in the last 15 minutes to see what the frick I'm doing, because I so this is just one of those weird rambling ones. It's supposed to be a check-in, but it's going to end up being a weird rambling. First of all, there's my mohawk. I couldn't get my back ones to do as well because, I have the problem with the getting my shoulder to stay up over my thing. I am not really going to be doing much of these kind of mohawks. The idea I had with the little bonbons, I'll try to find a picture of it, and then also grow it out and braid it down. So it's just going to braid down into a mohawk. And maybe do the ones where you do the ponytails. So the ponytail ones, you take chunks of your hair, and then you braid it or fluff it up, and then you have this huge mohawk. It's really cool. For me, it's not cool for other people, I don't think so. I need a new mask. My mask broke right here. I have glued it, but I'm sure it's gonna, the wear and tear of pushing on the face and stuff is gonna make it break. Ignore this back here now that I've showed it to you. This is the stuff that's all been just piled. Like, I have shelves and everything, but it's all been piled. But this shelf right here now has to move. I have a shelf way back over there. See, it's over there someplace. That has to move. I have to move all that stuff that's there and pile it so that I can go back through it. And this is what I've been having problems with. I have empty shelves here, though, so it's not a problem. And there, I just haven't put stuff in it because I was sorting things, and I'm still sorting things. Over here is the table. Behind me on this side is the store stuff. What store, you say? Oh, that thing you talk about all the time, Shardvixen, but have never done. Yes, that store. I finished the bunny journal, so I'm gonna make a thing today showing it off. I mean, it's pretty much done. The only last little bit is to put the little tail on. I just haven't figured out how I'm doing the tail yet. It got so packed, I had to make an extra one. A quick one. It's just a little quickie one. So I'm going to show those off. I'll make a thing on it. So some of the stuff that's been the problem was I ended up not having I don't have a room anymore, as we all know. My son, well, so the story goes back saying, so I quit doing vlogs because I was going to revamp my vlog intro and do an exit one as well. And then I also need a new video game one too. So January, so far back, January, I decided I'd, start doing that kind of stuff. Well, I also started, so I don't know really when, April. April's when I started exercising. And the more I exercise, the more problem I have with the fibromyalgia. But I already knew that was going to happen. So what I'm now having is yo-yo days. So yesterday was a bad day. Today's a good day. The day before yesterday was a bad day. So it kind of goes like this. Excuse me. I do make sure I still do the exercising. So it's 30 minutes right now. Well, I hurt my calf. I know I'm really all over the place. I hurt my calf on my right leg so that I couldn't walk on it. I can jog on it, but I can't walk on it. So it is now starting to be better. It still hurts. If I touch it, it hurts. But I can actually walk and jog on it. But that was in the end of May. And we're now in July. I have a doctor's appointment coming up. So we'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about seeing if I can get a referral for body massage, a massage therapist that's supposed to help while you're exercising for fibromyalgia and a dietitian, because I am going to see about redesigning my diet so it's not just calories that I'm counting, but I start counting the macros, because I need the protein and the fat while I'm exercising. So that's kind of that thing there. So then I went to Hawaii the end of May. Right before I went to Hawaii, though, there was a trigger that occurred. I know what the trigger was, and I became manic. Now, I haven't been manic in a very long time. I do have, I guess, what you call a plan for when you're manic. Just like I have a plan for when I'm depressed, because I have to watch myself when I'm manic. When I'm manic, I just want to spend money. I want to do crazy things that aren't good for me. So I suffer from delusions. I have since I was a child. First it was called an overactive imagination, and overactive sensitivity. I'm sure some therapists still call that. Whenever I have conversations with therapists, when I'm with therapists, we have conversations about my delusions. One of my delusions, I don't agree that's a delusion, but it has been labeled that way, is that I see myself as a goddess. I've explained it. That's part of my religion. We're all gods and goddesses, and we create our reality around us. I know people argue, well, then why would you have such a bad... I don't know if it's bad. It just feels like, when you're depressed, it feels like it's bad. But some of my other delusions are that I cause chaos to occur for people. I don't think I do it purposely. I think it's an accidental thing. It just happens because I see myself as a chaos goddess. I know you guys all say all kinds of things about that, but those are just the things that go on inside my head. So when I'm manic, they're worse. When I'm depressive, they're different. Those are those negative voices you hear, the ones that say you are a loser, nobody likes you. And then what happens in my reality, that gets bracketed by what I see. So the delusional part is that I believe the things that are happening are a direct result to the confirmation of the craziness in my head and the craziness outside. So I'm really good at not letting those things out. Because I learned as a child, people didn't like those things. People didn't like questions that made them uncomfortable. People don't like conflict that makes them uncomfortable. And conflict doesn't necessarily mean this kind of conflict. It can also just mean you and I having a conversation that causes you to feel defensive and attacked. So people don't like those kind of conversations. And people don't like the ones where you want to ask, do you feel like this sometimes? Because people will say yes, and then when you want to have this conversation about it, because you feel so disconnected and lost, they don't have a clue what the fuck you're talking about. I get that a lot. I get a lot of people that I'll say, do you... And then they'll like say yes, and I understand they're trying to be empathetic, or are empathetic and compassionate. But if we're in the process of having the conversation, you're like going, that happens to everybody. Oh yeah, no, it makes me feel like we're not having a healthy conversation. I feel like you're sweeping the shit under the rug, because it's a common occurrence. It doesn't feel like a common occurrence to me, even though it happens all the time in my life. It doesn't feel like it. So I'm probably still on the top part of the manic. Though for me, so the way they taught me, and this is not at school, this is talking about my mental health, is that a bipolar person, think of it as a music strand. That's the easiest way for me. Or a sound wave. Sound waves are good. So you have the sound wave, or the crescendo in a music, and the middle line is the normal. Like that's the flat line. Everybody feels good. You have normal sadness, you have normal happiness, everything's fine and you're moving through. Um Bipolar people hit that line, but they don't always hit it in a way that it's healthy and or is useful sometimes. Other times it is. But so what happens for me is I cruise along like this, like a little waves in that middle line, a little bit up in the manic and a little bit down in the depressed. The fibromyalgia kicks me hard. Like all of a sudden, I'll be cruising along, feeling normal, everything's good, and then all of a sudden, I'm way down here. Usually, what happens is I get 2 lines down, what I call the little sadness. So in my little sadness, I suffer from depression, and it's hard to deal with stuff. There's another line in between there for me that's my rage. Like I'm almost depressed, so I'm so angry at the world, angry at myself, I'm angry at everything. So somewhere between little sadness and you fall off the edge into the big black deep hole is where my norm is. Um and then my manic's the same way, it's like feel good and everything's great and you can put stuff together and no matter what they throw at you, you're great. And then there's that huge top of the line manic that just is so delusional and things are like, whoa, and I need and it's just hard to manage. I like manic better than this one and down here. The reason is it's because manic, I feel good about myself. I feel very empowered and strong and nothing you say is going to affect me because fuck you, I'm this person, I know who I am and I don't need you. The problem with manic though is that I feel every single thing very much like explosions, and then I latch on to people and then I get really weird. It's just hard to explain. Maybe they don't think I'm weird, but I feel weird when I latch on to people and I want to chat with them and I want to hang out with them. I want to do stuff and I want to do this and I want to go and I'm all over the place. Okay, so then the same problem is when I hit the deep low, I don't want nobody. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to be a part of people. I don't nothing. Now, the problem with is people like to think bipolar as this is like manic is positive and depression is negative, and it's not like that. You get up here you have negativity as well, and down here you could have positivity. Like when I'm really depressed, I can write really well. I have like really good stories that just flow right out of me. When I'm manic, I can be very destructive to myself and other people. I get weird thoughts in my head like, that person hasn't talked to me today. They must not like me. Well, I'm going to fucking delete them. Bah, 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 or I'm going to tell them what I think and da, 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 and then delete them, and then I'm thinking, oh, that was bad. Don't do that. When I drink caffeine, it pushes me more, of course. But after 3 or 4 days of drinking caffeine, then I'm down here. So I know myself pretty well. I didn't realize I hadn't had a manic phase in a long time because I had done the that was what last 5 years that's been pretty much my thing. Rage is a hard I've had a lot of rage. And I think it's just because I got disabled. And the disability is one where if I try to have a conversation with people to tell them, explain about my disability or my children, there are days I can't brush my hair. I did the mohawk because I tipped myself over and pushed down. But the problem being then, of course, is the back here because I can feel it right now. This shoulder is pulling into my back and my tendons, which is my biggest problem in my fibromyalgia, is my tendons freeze up and I can't get up higher, or it hurts so bad I can't get up higher. So I bent myself over because lately I've been doing more stretching and exercising so I can touch my toes. So I bent myself over to do my mohawk. This is not one of the better mohawks I have done. I have done a full mohawk like this, looks like a rainbow. But this is good. But like I said, I'm growing mine out so I can do little bonbons across it, and then I'm gonna shave my head. I have a plan for a video I want to make. A more adult video I want to make, and I'm gonna shave my head and maybe paint a picture or something on it. I don't know. If I could, I would have a tattoo done on my head. I think that would be so pretty. Um, but the idea of getting a tattoo triggers my anxiety so fucking high because I don't like pain. I know people who cut who have told me that they cut so they can feel like they're here in the world, like they can have a connection. I'm the opposite because I already feel the world so much. I don't feel connected all the time. I don't feel like I'm connected to other people, but I feel so much, and that's not just physical. I'm an empath. I'm a natural empath. That's where that whole sensitivity shit people talk about. So I feel what other people are feeling when they're around me. Not so much when we're having conversations digitally, of course. If I'm talking to them on the phones, I get these feelings, and it gets really woo. But because of that, I feel too much. Like I feel my daughter, my kids, everybody. I just feel too much. So I like to be wrapped up. I like to be that's my thing. I like to be tightly bounded because it makes me feel safe, and weighted blankets are nice. I just roll myself up in a burrito when my fibro is really bad. Um, but so I was thinking about getting a tattoo for my 60th birthday because we're going to do this big thing for my birthday. Hopefully, if we have our own place. Um, not here, we wouldn't do it because we need a backyard and a patio kind of setup. And my daughter and I have talked about how we want that to look with a patio and a place to have music and stuff like that. Um, I lost my train of thought. It just went. That happens too. Lately, that's happened a lot. Yesterday, my brain was just so. I need to lose weight in my arms. I'm sure that this is going to be left as that skin they tell you do. I'm sure I'm going to end up with not just the wings. I'm just going to end up with little saggy bits of skin. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I don't surgery. Oh, that was it. Tattoos because surgery is the same thing. Surgery freaks me out. But if I could, I would get a tattoo that was on my head that kind of maybe came down this way and then maybe down into like my eyes or something. But my skin's so bad. And in the past, when I went in to see about it, because my skin's so bad, and because even though it's rare that people are allergic to the ink, it wouldn't be the ink that's the issue. It'd be the thing and the breaking of the skin that would be the problem. It wouldn't be the ink, I don't think. My skin doesn't heal well sometimes because of my skin disorder, but I don't know. I mean, I've talked to other people sometimes about it, but I can't get myself through the door to get a tattoo. I would love to have a tattoo. I'd probably have lots of tattoos. If I could get one and I could get through it, I'd have more when I had the money. So anyway, some of the other stuff I've been doing, well, I want to do is I'm going to get the Twitch set up because I'd like to put videos on the Twitch. So to put videos on the Twitch, I have to be affiliate. So I'm working on that. Not so you guys can subscribe or anything like that. It's just so I can get the videos on there. Patreon, I'm still working on it. I know, doesn't seem like it, but then I get sick and nothing seems like it. That's why we haven't had vlogs. I got the tablet back, found it. I got the camera, gonna work on that. I have lots of things to work on, but that's my brain. And I talk about it to you guys because that's how it keeps it goal oriented. If I didn't talk about it, then I would never do it. I'd forget about it, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh yeah, like my fucking video for my new video. I made a new intro video. I made a new avatar. I'm going to be working on creating an avatar for the streams. Because I'm not going to do camera. No, not going to do camera. I just don't want to. It's not that I'm not comfortable in front of a camera. The mask doesn't change anything. For me, might for you guys. It's just that I just don't want to do a camera. It's just more expense. A camera, more expense. Though if I got a webcam, maybe down the road, because the webcam's what makes the avatar do its thing. So we'll see. I don't know. You never know how I'm going to feel about stuff. But sometimes, you know, think you're going to feel one way and you end up feeling something totally a different way. All right, so this is, I don't want to go much longer than this because by the time I put the front and the back on it, it ends up really long. I'm working towards, I got my passport in, I'm working towards going to the UK next year. And then after that, if some other people that I know, like my kids want to go to the Netherlands. My son wants to go to the Philippines for my grandson. So we're kind of working where we're going to go someplace every 6 months or so. That's the concept. I have to wait and see because I told you we're going to move. We're waiting for the loan stuff to go through to see how that comes out. Anyway, all right. That's it. Check in. The next time, I don't know if it's going to be next week. The next time, I'm going to get back into my vlogs, my number vlogs. You know, 180, because at 200... we're doing the dancing video. I've already started choreographing some of the dance stuff. So I'm going to do a song where I don't choreograph it. I just dance it. A song where I choreograph it. And then I'm going to do a sign language one. Not where all the words are done. Just more artistically done kind of thing. So that's the plan. I have a green screen. I don't know if I'm going to use it because just right now it seems so overwhelming. I'm not, like, I'm smart, but the more I try to do things, the less smart I feel. I have to have somebody help me. And then to boot really quick, the other problem is I put on a second monitor, Satanic Minion 666, who's a Twitch streamer, helped me set that up, and I still ended up having a Shardvixen effect on it. It's fucking drove me nuts. Anyway, I will catch you all again on the next one. I can't promise when it'll be, but thank you for showing up, and love you all, and I've missed you. Make a comment, remember, or you can go to my Twitter, you can go to my Discord, you can go to my Instagram. I don't have a lot of that on there either. But, you know, let me know you're still out there, still watching, still care. I mean, I have the set people. I know who you are. So really quick, well, thank you. Long Roger, Feely Boy, Felix, Conan, Hidden Dragon, thank you. I have some new people, Ashlew, Quentin, Chaos, Satanic Minion, 666, some other people I've been chatting with and stuff who have been coming to my stream. I thank them always for clicking on me. And Mitch Luke has also subscribed to my YouTube, so thank you. I don't know why Mitch Luke is a problem for me, but it is. But you should check him out over. He's a streamer. He plays games and he chats. So, all right, that's it. This is going to be long. I keep trying not to make it long, but it's long now. I'll hit you all on the flip side. I'm out here. Love your faces.